morning. I'm going to give you some variations today with some small equipment and props. So if you have a 1 pound or a 2 pound weight or a 5 pound weight, you can get that handy. If not, just a simple can, which is actually not usually a pound these days, but 2 of these will work in place of arm weights. If you have a physio ball, a large, what people sometimes call a yoga ball, I'll give you some variations. We could use that later in the practice. Also, your small ball and your roller could come in handy. So we'll begin having these small weights nearby. And actually, I'm going to get my 5 pound weight nearby also. So we've been working our way up the spine. We did the sacrum, the lumbar. We did some thoracic spine and shoulder girdle. That will still be part of our focus today, but we're moving all the way up into the neck. And I guess I want to note again that the spine is in what's called an S curve. So you see the lumbar goes in, and then the thoracic goes out, and then the cervical comes back in again. When these are in a good alignment, we feel comfortable, but often over time, over a lifetime, posture variations form. And one thing that often happens is that the chest collapses, the thorax becomes overstretched, these muscles in the upper back become overstretched and weak, and then to accommodate the sense organs, the head goes like this, which really compresses the neck. So when I'm saying length at the back of the neck, trying to reestablish that curve, which basically mirrors the lumbar curve. So if you know that your neck is compressed, if your head tends to be forward, then also have a blanket nearby that you can rest your head on. And we'll begin lying down in constructive rest pose. Part of the reason this is called constructive rest pose is that it puts our spine in its neutral alignment. So again, if you feel like your chin is being forced up towards the ceiling and it's difficult to get the back of the head down, place the support under the head and lengthen the back of the neck. And then broaden the arms so your palms are up wider than the mat. Feel your shoulder blades flat on the floor. Take a moment to allow the whole body to settle. Feel gravity's pull and sink down to it at every point where you're in contact with the floor. We'll take a moment to warm up the inner core before we start moving. Bringing our attention down to the pelvic floor, the diamond that's created by the connection of the tailbone, the sit bones, the pubic bone. Inhale, picture the diamond. And exhale, shrink that sling of the pelvic floor towards its center. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And then relax completely as you inhale. Allow the body to give in to gravity's pull again as you exhale. And then we're going to shift the attention up to the transversus, like a big broad belt supporting the sacrum, the lower back. Inhale, picturing that belt. And exhale, gently gather it around three-dimensionally from the spine. Let it buckle beneath the belly button. Keep the shoulders relaxed here as well. And then relax completely as you inhale. And allow the body to sink down into gravity's pull. Let's put the two parts together. Inhale, prepare for the inner core. And exhale, shrink the pelvic floor, gather the belt. Relax the shoulders and maintain the engagement around the pelvis for a moment as you breathe in. And increase it as you breathe out. And then relax completely. and give in to gravity's pull. Okay, we're going to do one set of arm lifts without the weights, and then we'll add the weights. Bring the arms down to the sides with the palms facing. Keep the back of the neck long. Inhale and bring the arms up into vertical. As you exhale, engage the inner core and let your arms float back. And I want you to be aware of the ball at the top of the arm bone. It's sinking down into the socket. And then we're going to roll that ball and float the arms up as the ball of the humeral head just rolls in the socket. So take a moment with the arms in vertical and picture the arm bone. Very simplified. We're going to picture a stick with a ball and drop the ball into the socket. Just this simple exercise can be a great way to relieve neck and shoulder tension. So if you don't have the hand weights, it's okay. You can just do the arm lifts without them. But if you have a lightweight, 2 pounds at most, please. I think 1 is better for this exercise, or you can use a can in each hand. We'll start holding the weight with the palms facing in towards each other. And then inhale, we're going to float the arms up. Feel the weight of the can as the arms go up. Help to drop the humeral heads down into the sockets. And then keep that ball nice and deeply rooted into the socket. Engage your inner core and float your arms back towards the wall behind you. Be in control. Try to keep your elbows straight and keep the ball in the socket. Go nice and slow. And then draw the ball into the socket even more to float the arms up towards the ceiling. And take a moment with the arms vertical, dropping the balls into the sockets, and then lowering the arms down to the sides. And let's do that again. Inhale, arms float up. The ball of the humeral head is sinking down into the shoulder joint more firmly and staying down in the joint as you engage the inner core. And let your arms reach back towards the wall behind you, focusing not on getting close to the floor with your hands, but on pulling the humeral head into the shoulder joint. And then float the arms back up, dropping the humeral head into the socket, and then release the arms down to the sides. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms are floating up. The ball is rolling in the socket. Exhale, the inner core engages and the arms travel back. Ball staying in the socket. Keep drawing the ball into the socket. And then roll it again and float the arms up towards the ceiling. And then release them down to the sides. Now we're just going to use one weight. If you have a heavier weight for this next exercise, you can use a 5-pound weight, or you can stick with your 1 pound. Just one arm at a time. We're going to take the weight in the right hand, relax the left arm with the palm up, shoulder blade broad and relaxed. Check that the back of the neck is long. Then we're going to float that 5-pound weight up to the ceiling. Feel the weight of it. Feel the humeral heads dropping into the socket. And then we're going to reach the weight up towards the ceiling so far that the shoulder comes up off of the mat. And then very slowly drop the shoulder back down and sink the humeral head into the socket. It's almost like you're sucking it down into the socket. Let's do that twice more. Reach up, and then drop the shoulder and seat the humeral head in the socket. One more time. Reach up, and drop the shoulder and seat the humeral head in the socket. And then lower that arm down to the side. Keep the ball in the socket as your hand comes down. And then let's switch to the other side. Holding the weight in the left hand, relax the right arm out. Shoulder blades are broad. And we'll roll the ball in the socket to raise that left arm up towards the ceiling. Feel the ball settled into the socket and then stretch the arm up, reaching the weight and the shoulder up towards the ceiling. And then think of the shoulder dropping down and the humeral head snugging down into the socket. And do that again. Reach up, pushing up towards the ceiling, and then slowly dropping the shoulder down and the arm back down. We're working on the serratus here, serratus anterior, and push up, which is very weak, partly on many people, partly because we don't do much pushing away, at least with our arms in this culture. It's not an action that gets in our daily routine very often. Lower the arm down to the side. You also strengthen that muscle by holding, loads on your head, but we don't do that much either. So we underuse that muscle in this culture, and it is an important shoulder girdle stabilizer. Okay, so we're going to relax down into neutral again. And let's warm up the abdominals. So we'll bring the arms down to the sides, turn the palms down. Engage the inner core. Lift the right foot up off of the mat, and then the left. And then let's press the palms down. Keep engaging the inner core. Feel the active and the activation at the backs of the arms, and lift your head so your chin is into your chest. And get ready for the 100. Extend the legs out, and then we'll pulse with the arms 5 times with the exhale, and then 5 times with the inhale. Exhale for 5, and inhale for 5. Exhale, and inhale. Keep your arms active and your shoulders dropped. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, and inhale. One more time, exhale, and inhale. Then bring the head down, one hand to each knee. Relax your neck, drop your shoulders, drop your knees out wide, relax the legs. And then keep the legs relaxed and begin stirring the legs around in the hip joint. Keep your legs passive, and then reverse the circles. And give the knees a hug into the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck and gently lengthen the lower back. Keep the shoulders dropped. And then we're going to bring both knees over to the left side. Using the left hand on the right knee, extend the right arm out with your palm turned up to the ceiling. Fingertips on the mat. And then as you inhale, drag your fingernails up in a wide arc, reaching towards a comfortable height. You may get enough stretch even at shoulder height or a little below, or you can reach higher. Find a place where you're getting a good and safe stretch, and then bring the arm back down towards the hip, turning the palm down as you come down below the shoulder height with the arm, sweeping the hand along the floor. Turn the palm up and again drag the fingernails along the floor. Describe a big wide arch. Come to a comfortable range of motion. And then turn the palm down on your trip down and bring the arm back down to the side. And once again, drag the fingertips along the floor. Stretch out and find a good, comfortable, and safe stretch for you. We're just going to stay for a moment, dropping that right shoulder down, looking out over the right, up to the right side. Gently feel that left knee pushing down towards the right knee pressing down and towards the floor on the left as you drop the right shoulder down to the floor on the right. Make a lot of distance between the shoulder and the hip. And then we'll bring the arm down and bring the knees back into the center. Pause a moment. And then bring both knees over to the right side. Using your right hand to steady the left leg. Left fingertips on the floor and make that big arc with the left hand. Palm is up as you sweep up. And then as you lower down, you can turn the palm down and bring the hand down close to the side. And again, turn the palm up, drag the fingernails along the floor. Find an appropriate stretch in the armpit and the side. And lower back down. One more time. Sweep the arm. And then we'll stay a moment. Head turn to the left. Sinking the left shoulder and gently pressing the left knee down towards with the right hand. Finding a lot of space between the left armpit and the left hip. And then we'll return to the center. Bring the knees into the chest. Let's bring the arms up into vertical and relax the shoulders. Check the back of the neck that it's long. Keep the shoulders dropped and hug the knees in towards the chest without using your arms. Your lower back's going flat. We're going to draw a circle on the ceiling. Keep your shoulders still. Your humeral head's dropping. A slow circle with the knees staying together. Keep your opposite ribs and shoulder down as you circle. And then go the other direction. Circle around. Keep the arms steady. The shoulders dropped. If your arms are moving around, you can see that you're counterbalancing using your upper body rather than using the strength of your lower body. So keep those shoulders dropped. Keep imprinting the back ribs down. Keep your arms still as you circle around. And let's do it again the other direction. And then pause and relax. Lift your feet up as high as your knees. Engage your inner core. Knit and imprint your ribs. Keep your shoulders dropped. Lower the right foot down. And then the left foot down. And bring the arms down to the sides. Pause and relax a moment like that. Broadening the shoulder blades, lengthening the back of the neck. We're going to bring the arms back up into vertical. If you like the feeling of having the cans or the small weight in your hands, you can use that now. We're going to do the neck series. So we're going to keep the shoulders relaxed and lengthen the back of the neck. Tuck the chin way down towards the notch of the neck. The movements that we do here are going to be very small because we want to emphasize the neck muscles, not the core muscles. So just small movements. Very softly, you're going to press the back of the head down into the mat. And then with awareness of the shoulders staying relaxed and your chin staying tucked, unweight the head. Don't even actually lift it off the floor. Just unweight it so it's barely touching the floor. And then lower back down. If your head feels really heavy, then you're doing it right. Tiny little unweight of the head, keeping the chin tucked, and then lower down and gently press. It's not so much as a nod. We're just lifting a tiny bit. Just imagine sliding a piece of paper underneath the head. That's all you need to do. And then lower and press. Keep the shoulders relaxed. One more time. Tiny little lift. And then lower and gently press. And then relax everything. If it gets difficult to hold the arms up here, if that turns out to not be relaxing for you over the long time, then you can bring the arms down to the sides. If so, keep them relaxed and your palms up. Now we're going to turn the head to the side. So I'd like you to turn and look to the left. Aim your left ear towards the mat. You may not get all the way, but just move in that direction so your left ear is heading towards the mat. Check that your shoulders are relaxed. And then the same way, we're going to gently press the left side of the head down into the mat. And then unweight, like someone just lifting you up a tiny, tiny bit from your right ear. And then lower and gently press. And keep it really small. The head should be very heavy. You can really feel this in the neck muscles. Gently press. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Unweight the head. And do a little press. And do do that one more time. Unweight the head. And then a tiny little press down. And then turn into the center. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Pause here for a moment. And then we're going to turn and look out the right side. You're aiming your right ear towards the floor, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And gently press the right side of the head down into the mat. And then unweight like someone's lifting you up from your left ear. And then gently press. And unweight. And gently press. Shoulders stay relaxed. Make the movement tiny. Unweight. And gently press. Last one. Unweight. And gently press. And then relax and turn to the center and soften. Check your arms out. If you rather have the arms down at the sides with the palms up, feel free to do that. Soften. Now please feel that point at the back of your head where you're touching the mat or your cushion. That point should remain in contact with your support. We're going to side bend, which means before we did a rotation, now we're going to keep looking at the ceiling and slide the left ear towards the left shoulder, keeping that same spot at the back of the head in contact with the mat. And with that side bend in place, you're going to gently press the back of the head down into the mat. And then the unweighting is as if someone's unweighting you from your nose, straight up to the ceiling. And then lower and gently press. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And tiny unweighting of the head. And gently press. And unweight. You can see that we're lower down press, targeting different intrinsic muscles of the neck. One more time. Tiny little lift. And gentle press down. And bring the head into center. Again, relax in the center for just a moment. Feel that point at the back of the head. It's key. You want to keep that point as your connection to the floor. So your nose keeps pointing straight up. Side bend, right ear to right shoulder. You might need to readjust and find that point at the back of the head. Keep the shoulders easy and then gently press. And unweight. Nose going straight to the ceiling. And gently press. And unweight, and press, and unweight. Do that one more time. Press, and unweight, and finish with a little press, and relax to the center. Soften, check out your neck, shoulders, staying released in the whole shoulder girdle. One more thing here. I'm going to tilt the head back so your chin is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Again, be sure your shoulders are relaxed. Gently push the back of the head down, and then like someone's pulling straight up on your chin, unlike the head. Keep it tiny, please. And then lower and press. Shoulders stay relaxed. And then tiny little unweighting, lifting the chin straight up, and lower and press. If there's any strain, just make it very small. You don't have to leave the floor at all. And lower and press. One more time. Little unweighting. And lower and press. And then relax into the center. Take a moment, allowing the whole body to release into the neutral pose for a moment. And then we'll give the upper body a break and work down in the core and legs for a moment. Let's bring the right knee to the chest. Use both hands and pull the knee in towards the chest. Allow your back to flatten. You may need to adjust your cervical spine. Lengthen the back of the neck a little. Be sure your shoulders are dropped. And then straighten the left leg out along the floor, keeping the pelvis tilted in a flat back. And then relax the hug of the right knee, feel your tailbone root down. Engage your inner core. Find the wrapping of the obliques, imprinting the back ribs. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Keep the hand behind the back of the knee for a moment and bend the knee. Keep your neutral spine and reach up, stretching the hamstring. And bend the knee. And reach up. And bend the knee. Keep your shoulders down as the leg extends up. Then we're going to relax the arms, engage the low core again, knit and in-front the ribs and circle the leg 5 times, keeping the pelvis very still. No tension in the neck and shoulders, please. Make the circles as small as you need to so the pelvis stays still and there's no strain in the upper body. Reset and reverse the circles. And then we'll bend the knee. Use the hands, pull the knee into the breastbone. Lower back lengthens, back of the neck lengthens. And pull your left knee in, both knees hugged in, rock on the sacrum. And then let's lower one foot down. And then the next, relax, check the neck and shoulders. And bring the left knee into the chest. Both hands clasping the knee towards the breastbone. Lower back is flattening, neck is flat and lengthening. Straighten the right leg out and stretch for a moment there. Then release the knee out slightly, the left knee out slightly. Root down through your tailbone. Extend the left leg up with the hands clasped behind the back of the thigh. Keep your neutral spine and bend the knee. And then reach it up. Make sure your tailbone stays connected down to the floor. Bend the knee. And reach it up. Once again. Left leg nice and straight. Anchored in the core, relaxed in the upper body. 5 circles each way. Feel free to place your hands on the hips and ribs so you can feel the stability. And reverse. And then we're going to bring the knee to the chest. And bring the right knee in to join it. Plug the knees. Relax the shoulders and slowly turn your head from one side to the other. And lower one foot down. And then the next. Relax in neutral for a moment. We're going to turn to the stomach now. Starting out with the hands stacked underneath the forehead. So you feel the length in the back of the neck. Legs can be comfortably apart from each other. Relax the lower body. Engage your inner core. Glide the front ribs together. Press your elbows down and float the chest and head up off of the hands. Keep your forearms down. Draw your shoulders down your back, your breastbone forward. Just to feel what I don't want you to do, go ahead and look up towards the wall in front of you. Feel that compression at the back of the neck. And then length in the back of the neck. Notice that that's a completely different system from what we're doing in the upper back. And then relax the head back down and completely release. And let's do it again. Inner core, glide the ribs, gently press the elbows down, raise the chest and head, draw the shoulders down the back, bring the breastbone forward without bringing the chin forward. And then release back down and let it all go. One more time. Inner core, glide the rib, press the elbows down and raise the chest and head. Open the breastbone without straining the neck. And then release back down. Now we're going to do a little sequence. We've actually been preparing for it for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to show you the first bit and then we'll finish the sequence up today. We're going to turn the head to the left and put the right hand on the outside of the the right leg. So you're looking at your left elbow and touching your right leg. This is the first part of the sequence. So we engage the core and then lift the chest, head, and right leg up off of the mat. That's how we begin. You've done this in previous weeks. Now there's going to be a little choreography. We're going to be moving the arms. The left arm will eventually come forward. Both arms will come out wide like a T, and then we'll end up switching directions. So please notice where your left side is, your right side is. And here's the sequence. With the inhale, we lift just as we just did, raising the upper body and the right leg, looking to the left. With the exhale, we're going to extend the left arm forward and look straight down at the floor. And then with the inhale, both arms go wide like a T. And then as you exhale, we're going to lower down and reverse the head and put your left hand on your left thigh. So now your elbow is bent, your right arm is bent out to the side and you're looking at your right elbow. So let's just see the first part of the sequence from this side. The first part of the sequence, we are resting the head on the right arm, looking at the right elbow and touching the left arm is exhale and lifting the upper body while looking to the right and lifting up the left leg. That's where we begin. Now let's do the whole sequence with this start position. Inhale, raise the upper body and the left leg. Exhale, straighten your right arm out in front of you and look down at the mat. Inhale, bring both arms wide like a T. And then as we exhale, we reverse our start position. Touch the right leg, put the left hand under the head, look at the left elbow, and we're ready to go again. Inhale, upper body, looking to the left, right leg lift. Exhale, extend the left arm forward, look at the floor. Inhale, open the arms out wide like a T. And exhale, reverse the start position. Right hand under the head, look right, touch the outer left thigh. Inhale, lift the upper body, looking to the right, lift the left leg. Exhale, extend the right arm and look down at the mat. Inhale, arms wide like a T. And exhale, reverse the start position. Look to the left side, left hand under the head, right hand touching the right outer thigh. Let's try it one more time. Inhale, raise the upper body, looking left and the right leg. Exhale, straighten the right arm out, look down at the mat. Inhale, both arms wide like a T. And exhale, lower down, look to the right. And inhale, lift the upper body with the right hand under the side, looking at the right elbow. Exhale, straighten the right arm forward, look at the floor. Inhale, arms wide like a T. And exhale, lower down, reversing the head. And then we're going to come into both hands underneath the forehead. Relax the lower body and let everything go for a moment. If your lower back feels tight, you can take a child's pose if you need to. Now we're going to straighten both arms out like Superman. Drop the elbows down into the mat, soften the shoulders. Relax the legs and engage the inner core. Make this really about the upper back. See if you can do this without engaging the lower body. Glide the ribs together, press the palms down, and lift the chest and head. Draw your shoulders down your back. Please do use your inner core. I mean to not use your buttocks and your legs. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, open the chest. And then release back down. Soften. Forehead to the floor, relax the shoulders. Check that your legs are relaxed. Engage the inner core, glide the ribs in, gently press the palms down, elbows stay on the mat, you're going to retract the shoulder blades down towards the back pockets. Open the breastbone without tilting the head forward. And then release back down. And soften, relax. Once again, inner core, glide the ribs, gently press the elbows, draw the shoulder blades down the back and open the breastbone. And then lower back down. Relax completely. And we'll lift up into a Sphinx position, placing the elbows under the shoulders. Begin by engaging the inner core and tilting the pelvis, tucking your tail between your legs. Knit your ribs together, press the elbows down, and then inhale, draw the breastbone farther forward. And then as you exhale, tuck your tail and let the neck and the chin come down towards the chest a little bit more. Inhale, draw the breastbone forward. You're going to press the elbows into the floor, pull the shoulders down away from the ears, and then exhale, tuck your tail, and drop your chin down towards the notch of the neck. One more time. Pull the breastbone forward, the shoulders down the back, and tuck the tail, scoop the belly in, drop the chin down towards the notch of the neck. And then relax. We're going to bring the fingers together, interlacing them, and prepare for a plank. Engage the inner core, press down into the forearms, get the tail tucked between the legs before you try to go, and then press yourself up into a plank. Think of the bottoms of the feet and the top of the head moving in two opposite directions. Really press down through those forearms. Broaden the upper back, lengthen the front of the body. Continually renewing the support of the inner core, knitting the ribs, pressing down through the elbows, shoulder blades drawing down the back. Now we're going to lower the knees and bring the hips back to the heels. Take a child's pose variation that you prefer. And then we're going to come up onto all fours. Hands now directly underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck the toes, and we're going to do a knee hover. This is actually an exercise for the serratus anterior, that muscle that we pushed with when we were raising that arm towards the ceiling with the weight. Same muscle here. So the emphasis, even though the action is lifting the knees, the emphasis is on pushing the floor away. Engage the inner core, knit the ribs together, press the hands away with the floor away with the hands, and then hover the knees just a little bit up. Make sure you don't collapse between your shoulder blades. Press the floor away. And then lower down with control. Keep your core working. You should feel absolutely no strain in your lower back. If you feel any strain, you can try tucking your tail a little bit, but make sure you got that belt nice and strong. Knit the ribs, press the floor away. Shoulder blades broad on your back. And bring them back down. Once again, inner core first, knit the ribs, press. Now you can maintain, or if you like, you can push all the way into a downward dog, which is more pushing away, and there's this overhead action here. From the down dog, you can come back down into that knee hover. If you're still hovering, you can maintain it. Take a rest when you need to. Let's do that twice more. Push the floor away, lifting the hips. Keep that sense of pushing the floor away, and then continue to push the floor away as you bend the knees without quite bringing them down to the floor. One more time. Keep pushing the floor away. Hover the knees, but don't let them come quite down. And then bring the knees down. And let's go back into the child's pose. Okay, and now we're going to turn and lie on the left side. This is a good place to use your small weight. 1 pound, 2 pound, not the 5 pound here, I think. And we'll begin by lying in the hook position, comfortable bent knee position, taking the weight in your right hand and putting the right elbow onto your right waist. We're going to do some external rotation. 3 sets of 5, nice and slow, lift and lower. Smooth motion. So you're moving up as far as you can comfortably go, and then coming down just a little bit below the level of your elbow. Keep the elbow really well snug on the waist. The action here is actually the rotation in the upper arm. Good, keep that elbow snug, smooth motion. 2 more sets of 5. Check that your neck and shoulders are comfortable. Last set of 5. And then you can put your weight off to the side. Some clamshells. We're beginning here with the knees in 45-degree hip flexion. Engage your inner core, and let's 10 times roll the right leg out in the socket. Neck and shoulders easy and comfortable. Okay, keep the pelvis steady. Keep bringing the right hip slightly forward. When you're done with those 10, we're going to completely relax and move into a 90-degree hip flexion. Got the knees and the feet at the front of the mat. Roll the right hip forward. Stabilize with your low core and roll that thigh out in the socket. 10 repetitions here. No tension in the neck and shoulders. Hand can be down if it's easier. After 10, relax completely. And then open out to 0-degree hip flexion. Straight down the front of the body. Engage the inner core. And 10 more times rotate the right leg out in the socket. When you're done, we'll go all the way out to straight legs. Top hand on the top waist or fingertips on the mat. I say fingertips rather than palm because you'll feel there's less stress in that right shoulder if you use your fingertips. And engage the inner core. Do an organ lift. Raise both legs up. And then flex the feet and squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, and flex them back. Squeeze, point, fan, and flex, squeeze, point, fan, and flex. Open the toes wide, reach out, squeeze the toes, and come back. Open, reach, squeeze, and come back 1 more time. And then relax down. Now we're going to bend the knees with the left knee slightly in front of the right. Use the fingertips. Push up into a mermaid sit. Sit tall through the crown of the head. Right hand's going to go onto the right foot. And we'll reach the left arm out to the side and up. Lengthen through the side from the armpit to the hip, and then bend to the right. Keep the chest open. Be careful you don't collapse forward. The breastbone, if you have a spotlight shining on the out of the chest, it's coming straight to the wall in front of you, not towards the floor. Then we'll reach up, bring the left hand down to the floor. Slide the left hand away until your elbow comes down. Feel your right sit bone reach down towards the mat, not to, but towards. You're anchoring there. Then take your right arm up and reach over the head. Keep your arms straight. Stretch down through the right sit bone and reach straight through the right arm, and then turn your head up and think of your breastbone, that light on the chest, trying to shine up towards the ceiling just a little bit. And then release the head. Sit yourself up tall. Lengthening from the crown down to the perineum. We're going to rotate the spine. Turn the breastbone all the way to the left. Left fingertips, again, not the palm, but the fingertips, so you can push away from the floor gently on the floor behind you. Right hand on that left knee. Turn your head. Look as far over the left shoulder as you can. Feel the breastbone turning. And then keep the breastbone rotating as it is, and reverse the direction of the head. So now you're going to try to look out over the right shoulder as your breastbone's spiraling to the left, and then bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Feel a big stretch in the left neck. I'm going to right the head and untwist, pivot, send the legs straight out in front of you, knees can be slightly bent if you like, float the arms out in front of the shoulder sockets, drop your shoulders away from your ears, scoop the belly, keep your shoulders soft, and roll down just part way. See if you can roll onto your sacrum, and then I want you to pause. Re-engage your core, scoop your belly in, be sure your shoulders are relaxed, keep your chin down, keep your ribs together, and then continue on your way down. If you start to feel tension in the neck and shoulders, just bring your hands down onto the legs. Roll yourself down. Once your head's down, you can reach the arms all the way up, and then back, and take a big stretch. And then imprint the back ribs and flatten the lower back. And then relax that and come to lie on the right side. We're lying comfortably on the right side with the knees bent. Again, we can start with the small hand weight. Be sure your neck and shoulders are comfortable. Feel free to put a blanket between your arm and your ear, or the hand can be out in front if necessary. Neck and shoulders easy. I'm going to hold the small weight in the left hand, left elbow on the mat. And then rotating out in the socket. 3 sets of 5. Keep the elbow snug to the side. Make the movement as smooth as possible. And one more set of 5. Now put the weight down. Relax comfortably here. Left hand can be on the hip or fingertips on the floor. Engage your inner core. Make sure your left hip is rotated forward, and then roll the leg out in the socket. 10 times. And relax. And we'll go to a 90-degree hip flexion. Continuing to have the upper body comfortable. Left hip a little forward of the right. Engage the inner core and 10 rotations here. And relax. And open the front of the hips. 0-degree hip flexion. Re-engage the inner core and rotate the left leg out of the socket. 10 more times. And then we'll go all the way out. Legs straight, feet a little bit forward. Top hand on the top waist or fingertips on the floor in front of you. Engage the inner core. Take an organ lift. Lift both legs up. Make sure your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Flex the feet and squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex. With the toes open, reach and squeeze as you come back. Reach out with the toes open, squeeze the toes and pull back. One more time. And then lower the legs and relax. And then we're going to bend the knees. Right knee a little displaced in the front. Use your left fingertips. Push up into the mermaid. Feel your left sit bone reaching down. Left hand onto the left foot. Raise the right arm up. Long in the right side. As you exhale, bend over to the left. Keep your chest open to the front wall. And then lift tall, lengthen through the right side. Right hand down and then slide the hand away until you're resting on your right elbow. Be sure you don't sink into the elbow, but push up away from it. Reach your left sit bone down towards the floor and stretch up with your left arm. Keep the arm straight as you reach over the ear. Now I want the breastbone to spiral towards the ceiling. Look up. Drop your left hip down. Open your chest towards the ceiling. Keep the left arm straight. See if you can feel the humeral head. Draw the humeral head into the socket and reach your hip away from that point and then reach your wrist away from that point. And then we'll sit up tall. Plumb line from the crown of the head down to the center of the pelvic floor. I'm going to bring the left hand over to the right knee. Right fingertips on the floor and spiral your whole spine. Look out over the right shoulder. Keep the top of the head reaching up. Please don't sink into that right hand. Push away from your fingertips. Sit really tall. And then keep the chest open and turning to the right as you rotate the head the other way. Look out over your left shoulder. And then bring your left ear down and stretch the right side of the neck. Then right the head. And again, I'm going to pivot on the mat. Straighten the legs out in front of you. Float the arms out. Scoop the belly, keep the shoulders relaxed. And come down. Hover on the sacrum for a moment. Make sure the feet are on the floor, the shoulders are easy. And then continue the rest of the way down through the spine. Reaching out long. And flattening the spine down. And then give your knees a hug. If you have a physio ball, here's a variation that you can do with the abdominal series. If you don't have a physio ball, that's fine. You can just do the regular abdominal series. So we'll lie on the back. If you have a ball, you're going to hold it in your hands and drop your shoulders down and just align the ball over the breastbone and keep your shoulders just like that. If you don't have the ball, we'll do the abdominal series as usual. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint. I'm going to lift one foot up and then the other. Lift the head. If you don't have the ball, both hands coming to one knee, and then we stretch one leg out and then the other. Keep the shoulders dropped, the chin into the chest. Of course, we want to support our neutral spine. And then maintaining the imprint of the back ribs, then both knees go to the double leg stretch. If you have the ball, keep the ball still at first. Exhale, extend the arms overhead if you don't have the ball, and the legs are going out at 45 degrees. Check that you can keep the back ribs down. If you want the challenge and you have the ball, you can reach back. Just make sure that it doesn't destabilize your ribs or your spine. Let's take a little break, relax the neck. And let's do the single straight leg stretch. Re-engage, soften the shoulders, lift the head. One leg up and one leg out. And we scissor the legs. Let's go to the double leg, both legs up together, anchor and lower them down slightly and come back up. Keep the shoulders relaxed. If you don't have the ball at this point, your hands can be behind the head, supporting the head. And then we're going to crisscross. Take a moment. If you have the ball is going to remain in line with your breastbone the whole time. So you're not just moving your arms from side to side like this, but you're actually going to be rotating the whole shoulder girdle. So reset your neutral. Hands are behind the head if you don't have the ball. The legs bicycle and you're going to reach outside the right knee with the ball. Try to steady that pelvis. Don't rock on the pelvis. If you have your hands behind your head, then you reach your armpit over and across. Okay, and pause and relax. Okay, we're going to come up and do a little bit of work with the shoulders. Hug your knees if you need to, if your lower back needs a stretch. If you have a ball, you can use it to sit on now. If you don't have a ball, that's fine. You can do this standing or sitting at the edge of a chair. We're going to start by turning the palms up and bringing the elbows in close to the sides. If you don't have the ball, you're just standing with the elbows tucked to the sides. This is called the newspaper. So I want you to picture you have a newspaper and you lift the newspaper up. Make sure your forearms stay parallel to each other. Drop your chin down and then slide your elbows up towards the ceiling, lifting that newspaper up. Open the chest, but keep your chin down. And then open the arms out wide, lift your breastbone. And then as you exhale, round gently without collapsing. And then with your inhale, you come back to your start position. Palms up, tall spine. And lift the newspaper, keep the arms parallel. Keep your chin dropped as you raise the paper towards the ceiling. We're going to wing the arms out and then gently around. So let me show you that from the side. So no collapsing here, just a gentle stretch of the lower back. And then lift tall, palms up. One more time. Lift the newspaper, keep your chin down, and slide the paper up towards the ceiling. And open out wide, lifting the breastbone. Gentle round without collapse. And then lower the arms down and relax. And now we're going to reach the right arm straight out in front of you. Put your hand on the, or your eyes in the back of the hand as though it's a hand mirror, and then keep watching that mirror and bring your hand across to the left shoulder. And then keep watching the mirror. Flex your hand back and open the arm out to the side. Try to move your shoulders and your head, but not your chest. And bring it back into the center and watch that mirror. Bring it down to the left shoulder, looking down, keeping your eyes on the back of the right hand. And stretch it out in front of you, flex back, and open out to the right side. Keep your chest forward, just let the gaze move. And the arm. And one more time to the center, down to the left shoulder. And reach out in front of you, and follow the mirror with your eyes, opening the right arm to the side. Keep the chest forward, and return to the center. Press the right arm down, lift the left arm out in front of you, flex back. Keep your gaze on that mirror as you bring your left hand over to your right shoulder. And reach out, flex the hand back, and keep it flexed as you open the left arm out to the side. Your chest stays forward, your gaze stays on the back of the left hand. Now we'll move the hand forward. And then over to the right shoulder again. Look down at the back of the hand and stretch it out in front of you and open. Flex the left hand back. Keep the chest forward. And one more time. Keep watching the hand and bring it down to the right shoulder. And keep watching. Flex the hand back and open it out to the left. Breastbone is forward. Hand is flexed. Gaze is on the back of the left hand. And return to the center. Lower the hand down. Relax. Okay, we're going to do a chest opener. You can use the big ball for this. I'll show you that. I have showed you in the past 2 weeks. You can use a blanket. You can use a small ball. You can use your roller. All of those things will give you some chest opening. So if you don't have a big ball, get your small ball or get a folded blanket or get your roller. We're going to engage the core, knit the ribs. Walk the ball underneath the sacrum, and then open the chest out. And if you like, your hands can be behind the back of the head to protect the neck. If it's comfortable, you can reach the arms back. So if you're on the small ball, you're going to keep your hands behind your head and roll up and down the spine. If you're on the roller, same thing, rolling along the back of the ribs. And then on either one of those, you can, if you like, find a place and drop the hips down and stretch back more. Then when you're ready to come out, do support the head with the hands. Engage your core, lift the head up, bring yourself up. Little bonus stretch if you're on the big ball, you can slide the hands down the legs, relax the upper back, and then come up tall. And one more stretch here on the big ball. You can do something like this at your kitchen sink. If you grab onto the edge of the sink, it gives you a really nice opening for the back. But here on the ball, we can take the hands on the ball, push the ball forward, keep the chin down, press down into the ball, lift the sit bones, and raise the breastbone. And feel a nice opening in the chest. Or if you don't have the ball, again, you can grab onto the edge of the kitchen sink and stretch out the upper back that way. We'll come up. And let's everybody end by opening the shoulders, standing tall, and roll the arms out of the sockets. Let that movement happen way up in the shoulder joint. And then relax. And again, roll the arms out in the sockets. And relax. One more time. External rotation all the way at the top of the arm. Put a gentle squeeze between the shoulder blades if you like. And then relax. If your lower back needs a little stretch, just simply bring the hands down the legs, relax the neck and shoulders, and then slide back up. Okay, there we are. Thank you. Hope you're doing well in your upper back, your neck and your shoulders. There will be no class this Wednesday, and we'll be back here on Facebook for next Saturday's class. Right, take care. Make sure that you signed in, please. Bye, everybody. Hi, Victor.